is Friday, and we're going to walk around the tables. It is, what time is it here? It's 1:09 p.m. So let's switch to the other camera. Okay. This is a view of the main room here, the main area where the tables are. I think we have a full house. I don't see any empty tables today. I think they have 80, and they added some more tables. So we have that hall there where I did the interview with Luis Negrete Leal as to the game about the Rift War just a few minutes ago. And there in the, see another of the rooms. And they even habilitated 2 tables here next to where I have my video stuff. Hey, buenos días. So here we see the situation with 1961 checkpoint Bellota. The numbers mean the number of players that have taken their turn. 6 NATO players, 3 Warsaw Pact players. I already took my turn for today. We added 1. I was with Miguel Candelas, and we used our operation points to add 1 Soviet tank unit there. At Falkensee, we attempted an attack on the Spandau prison, which is fortified, and we only managed to inflict a hit on the defending NATO infantry unit. 1 more hit and we would have taken that victory space, but it was not to be today. So let's walk around the tables. Here we see the area for Headquarter Games. They just set up yesterday afternoon. This is War, the World at War Europe, game designed by Gonzalo Santa Cruz, which is the European War. They also have games from other publishers, American publishers, and they publish them in Spanish. Like, for example, you're used to seeing The Mission, so this is La Misión, and La Guerra de Thatcher. That's Mrs. Thatcher's War. And there's one I'm going to purchase, which is this one, Filipinas, 1896 to 1898. That's one that's an original from them, from Headquarter Games, and designed by Javier de Gaviola. And one of my favorite Ben Madison games, and the Napoleonic Wars. You have it there also. So this is Headquarter Games. So I'm going to move around slowly. ¿Cómo está Gonzalo? Estoy viendo los juegos. Este ya está a la venta, ¿no? El de Filipinas.
Sí, hace mucho.
Ok, pues. Después me dice cuánto, yo voy a llevarme una copia.
Están ahí.
Ah, están ahí. Ah, está bien, lo dice ahí. Let me take a look. Ok, nice. Está bien. Se lo estaba velando desde el año pasado. Aquí tú tienes, este es de la guerra civil, ¿no? Que están desarrollando ustedes.
Estoy haciéndolo yo.
So, este es tu diseño. So Gonzalo is the designer of an upcoming game for Headquarter Games, which is the Battle of Jarama. ¿Te podrías poner este micrófono así? Hablamos un poquito del juego. Déjame prenderlo.
¿Este micrófono?
Lo pones, te lo engancho de la camisa que es así para arriba. Tiene un clip. So this is the Battle of La Jarama. Esto es 1937. Okay.
37. February.
So this is Gonzalo Santa Cruz. He is one of the principals in Headquarter Games, which is one of the publishers that we have today here. And Gonzalo, this is the battle. ¿Cómo se llama el juego?
Jarama 37.
Jarama 37. Jarama 37.
Yes.
And is it what level? Is it operational?
It's Grand Tactical.
Grand Tactical.
Yes.
So the units are what?
Company.
Companies. Okay, so
200 100 men more or less.
And the map, it's a very interesting map because
500 meters per hex.
5 meters per hex, and there's a lot of
5 meters, no, 500.
500 meters
yes.
per hex, and it's a lot of mountainous terrain there. Or
this is
kind
just
of
a small scenario
okay.
of the whole game. Okay, the idea is to publish 2 different games.
Oh, I see.
The first one is with these 2 scenarios, like an starter kit for this series, because it's a series of games. I am doing a rule for a series, okay, rulebook for series. Mm-hmm. And the other objective is to create the whole battle as a different game.
Oh, I see.
That will contain this game and the rest of the battle.
So this first volume is going to have 2 games.
2 scenarios.
2 scenarios.
Okay.
And each scenario has their own map.
No, you can use the
map?
same. You can use
it's the same map? Okay,
yes.
I see. Okay,
and the other game will have another 5 scenarios.
Okay.
And the grand campaign, which is the whole battle, okay? Because this game, it's only 2 days, 6 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
6 and 7 February, okay? Mm-hmm. And the full battle lasted from 6 to 23 on February, more or less.
Oh, I see.
So it's a long game if you play the full battle. But in the other game that we will publish with the full battle, we will add another 5 scenarios, okay, mm-hmm. With smaller parts of the game, of the battle, or
but all about the Jarama campaign?
Yes.
Okay, so they all revolve around the Jarama campaign.
Yes.
So that was what was that a nationalist offensive, the Jarama campaign?
No, it's offensive. Yes, it's a national offensive.
By the nationalists?
Yes.
So they're trying to.
The idea was to cut the road to Valencia.
La Coruña road, was that?
No, Valencia to Madrid.
Valencia to Madrid, okay.
Yes, the southeast of Madrid, and continue until Alcalá de Henares.
Oh, I see.
But they stopped more or less until reaching Arganda del Rey.
Yeah.
They didn't cut the road, okay? So it was mainly a failure.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
Because they got a counter-offensive coming from the Republicans in the second day or third day, and the battle at the end was a full attrition for both sides, yes. And that's all. After that, they continue the attempt with the Guadalajara battle, yes. With the Italians.
Yes, and that
was another failure for the nationalists.
Yes.
So finally, the road to Valencia continued open until the end of the war.
So here we see this is like a player right here. Here you keep track of the effectiveness of units.
Yes.
You have Modesto on the Republican side here.
Mm-hmm.
General Burillo.
This is just a part of the divisions that were participating in the battle on the Republican side and also in the nationalist side. There is only 1 brigade, okay? In the total battle, they had 5 brigades, but in this scenario, it's only 1, okay?
So General Walter, he was a Soviet, right? He was a
Soviet one, yes.
Soviet.
This was Nick.
His nickname, yeah.
Nickname.
Yeah, you had the Soviet consultants, or what do you call them?
Yes.
They were on helping out the Republic.
In this scenario, the main commandant, the commander on the Republican side was El Campesino.
Ah, El Campesino,
maybe you know
yes.
him.
That's the 45th Division or something. El Campesino, yeah, that's the... So, No, the Republican side had a lot of colorful people, but
Yes.
they just couldn't. I think, well, Guadalajara was a huge success because they beat the Italians.
Yes, with the international brigades mainly.
Yes, international brigades, that's right.
So just to explain you a little bit about the game, this is a system that is coming mainly from the systems GTS and CSS
Yes.
from Multiman and Compass Games, which are the publishers of these systems. Okay, and I have inherited both systems, many things of these systems, and I have applied new design on my own to modify them and to customize it for this battle and for these mechanics that I want to implement. Okay. For example, everything related with the effectiveness is new. There is nothing related with effectiveness in their systems. But things like super weapons is present in the CSS system from Compass. If you know the game Saipan or Montelimar.
Oh yes, that's
is using
Adam
these mechanics.
Starkweather, right? That's his
Yes,
system.
and Starkweather, yes. So the main difference is that the effectiveness and the way that you manage the use of the units on the
And
map.
units are activated
the
by
fatigue.
by
Units are activated by cheats.
By cheat
That
pool,
you-
yeah.
There's a cheat pool mechanic. Okay. The combat is almost the same that in CSS.
yes.
I have customized modifiers and some of the mechanics that are applied in the assaults, for example, or differences in terms of opportunity fire or in indirect fire, but it's quite similar.
See the units here.
Units are companies. Everything is designed by me, the graphic design and the rest of the game.
So it's a nice looking map there. Yeah. I like these are hexes without the hex sides, right?
Sorry?
They're hexes without the hex sides.
Yes, you have just
You have
these
the-
little corners
Oh, there
because
yeah,
I want to
corners.
keep the aesthetic of the map. I will increase a little bit the
Okay,
size because
size.
it's difficult to see them,
Yes.
but the idea is to not place an accurate.
And I like the coding, which is the dot in the middle of the hex, which tells you what kind of hex it is. So you, in
Yes,
case of a doubt, it's
If you know, for example, GTS or CSS,
yes,
this it represents the kind of terrain, okay, of the X, and in the case of CSS of GTS, this is in the middle. I have put it on the corner, so that way
see when you place the counter,
you
you can
place the
still see.
counter, you can see it, because the counter will be here, okay. That way you will know which kind of terrain is
So
below
you
the
placed
counter.
it on the top
Yes, it's on the top.
top corner here. So
Yes.
that's nice. So you don't have to be lifting a stack to see, what kind of space is this?
Uh-huh. Yes.
That's very smart.
It's a
smart
little
thing.
implementation.
I mean, these are things when people see something like this, they go, "What are all these dots?" I can't. No, wait. You know, they didn't put the dots there to make the game ugly or something. It has a purpose. It's like John Butterfield's D-Day, D-Day at Tattaway. All these colors, and I can't stand it. No, you just give the game a chance, and then it all comes together and flows. And in this case, the innovation is that instead of placing it in the center of the hex, which defeats itself because you're going to have some stacking in this game, I suppose. You don't want to be lifting stacks every time you're going to move a stack. So that's very clever, very clever.
And the idea is to publish this game in Spanish and in English,
Okay.
maybe later this year or next one, depending on the testing. Right now we are on the testing phase. Okay, it's done. The rest is done.
Okay. Do you know if the rule book or playbook is going to have an extended example of play by any chance?
Yes,
going to happen?
I will try to do it. Yes,
Oh, okay. So,
I like these kind of things on the game.
yeah,
So
I like to do videos on extended example of plays because what happens normally when a game comes out, it's a new game. If I play it on my own, I'm going to screw up the rules. So the video is useless. But if I follow the extended example of play like a script, then it's a win-win for everybody, because I can't screw up the rules unless the designers screw up the example, which happens sometimes when you change version. I learned. I've done a couple of examples of play that have mistakes because they changed the rules and forgot to update the example. But in a perfect world, right, the extended example of play is completely correct, and then the designer also has a chance to talk about strategy and tactics. And then you can see the game starting to open itself, and then you go, yeah, this is something I like. And some people have seen extended example of play and say, no, I passed. But I think the game sells itself in an extended example. It shows what it is, and people then make the decision. So
and it's a way to test the game, no?
Yes,
Initially, before reading the rules.
You're seeing the game being played and then explained to you, like if the designer was there explaining the game to you. And then, I mean,
yes, and later you can read the rule book.
I always tell people, set it up, even before reading the rules, go to the extended example of play, because then when you read the rules,
you will understand.
You're going to be able to relate. Oh, I remember this in the example. So you have a reference point. So
yes,
no, I'm all for extended example of play. So what is the status in terms of publication of this game?
As I told you, we are testing the game right now.
Okay.
We have a good team of testers, and we have a basal module to test it remotely, and there's 2 kits. So it depends on the testing and the results.
Okay.
We are going to publish it sooner or later.
But when it's ready.
Yes,
when it's
ready.
Okay.
When we decide it's ready.
Okay.
But the idea is not go so far in terms. Yes. Maybe later this year or next one.
Yes. Okay, so
2025.
We'll be keeping an eye on Jarama 37. Very interesting design, and hopefully will be the start of a new series.
Yes, because you can implement other battles like Brunete or...
There's a ton of Civil War battles that really, they don't get their fair treatment because...
Even the system is useful for World War II, not only Civil War.
Yes. And the great thing about the Spanish Civil War, what I like is you had so many different kind of troops on each side. You know, you have the anarchists, you have a campesino was a communist unit, right? So
yes.
Then on the nationalist side you have the African troops. You have all kinds, and then the weapons.
Carlista.
Then you have these pre-World War II weapons. I mean, you're going to see there's going to be Stukas, but they're the Type B Stukas. The Messerschmitt, I don't think they're the E-type yet or something. And now the 109s. And then you have the planes that didn't make it to World War II. You have the Junkers 86, stuff like that. The Heinkel, there was a biplane, a Heinkel biplane they used. Yes. And on the Soviet side, on the Republican side, you see these old Soviet planes. It's fascinating, really. It's like a mini World War happening in Spain. Hey, saludo.
Are you recording?
We are, but it doesn't matter. Sorry. You are very welcome to interrupt the recording. Alejandro, great to see you.
Just arrived.
Okay, well, I have you on the...
So, I was in Brussels yesterday.
In Brussels?
In Brussels, yeah. I had to work yesterday.
See, the great thing about Europe is, I was in Brussels yesterday. I took a train and just arrived here. You can't say that over there in the States.
Yeah, I know. That happens to the people, the French people, and not the Spaniards. It took me 6 hours.
Okay.
I mean, a long time. Pero ya estoy aquí, tío, de puta madre. Qué guay. ¿Qué tal todo?
Bien. Sí. Luego hablamos, ¿sí?
Luego hablamos, tranquilos.
A ver si...
Vale.
Okay, so we will be keeping an eye on Jarama 37. Looks really interesting, and I wish you the best of success. Thank you, Gonzalo.
You will see it in Twitter and these kind of things frequently.
Okay. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to you.
Vamos a ir por ahí. Ahí está el micrófono. Gracias, Gonzalo. Ok, hasta luego. Ups, perdón. Una caja ahí. Me sigo por ahí. So we continue here. No, No, that wasn't the tactical ancient game. The tactical ancient game is back there. Hey, we got Sparky looking forward to NAC games. The game that you just saw is Jarama 37. I know, we were staring at the map. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. The camera was too close to the person. So I'll do my best for the next one. So Sergi, hello. And he didn't have the game set up, so the only thing was the map there. We'll continue here with Napoleon's Spanish also. We're still playing here. That's the game about the Peninsular or the Independence War, the block game. This is David Gomez Reyoso's Carlist War game, which I misidentified yesterday, because the last time I saw it, it didn't look as good as now, and I love the little Spanish flags there. And I'm trying to remember the name of the game. Let me put the camera here. This is a game by David Gomez Reyoso. And we got the Blue Tweezers right next door from England. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to walk around the tables because there's a lot of changes and tables are few, so you're going to see a lot of games that weren't here last night. I walked around 1 a.m. here, 12. This one wasn't here, and this one looks like a prototype. And I see Voronezh, so that's going to be a World War II game. We have here the collection of books. Each of the attendees got a book. I got a book on the Templar Knights. That's the one that I chose. And this one is No Pasarán. This is a playtest game about the initial attack on Madrid by nationalist forces, where the Republicans repelled them. I think this is the area around Ciudad Universitaria, University City, which is part of Madrid. Let me see if I can get the closer camera here. You can see it there. And here you see they're playing Tanto Monta, a game recently published by GMT. The designer is Carlos Diaz Narvaez. Carlos Diaz Narvaez works for NAC Wargames, and Tanto Monta, if you see the box over there, Tanto Monta is going to be published by NAC Wargames in Spanish. So you have another copy of Tanto Monta, and here you see Carlos in the red shirt. He's coaching and overseeing the action here. So you got 4 more players here. Saludo. This is the Nux Publishing area, which we were here yesterday. Now they're playing this game that wasn't being played yesterday. This one is called, I think this is the Peloponnesian War game. It's called Esparta. So there's cards, there's tokens. Got more Nux Publishing here. Stalingrad Roads, which I'm going to pick a copy. And we saw yesterday. So you got Help Arrives. Yes, that is the Spanish Civil War tactical game. So those are rare indeed. Spanish Civil Wars you're seeing more now, and tactical Spanish Civil Wars, it's even Very, very rare to see. Now this one, Mare Nostrum, this is by Sound of Drums. That's the, see the publisher there? Sound of Drums. It's a Swiss publisher. So this is, appears like to be a Roman era conquest type of game. They are hexes. You see their hexes there? It uses hexes, so that's nice. Hexes and cubes. When do you see hexes and cubes together? Not very often. But you have cubes, and you also have these wooden vase-shaped pieces. You have also these pieces that look like a tower or like a gate or something. And you have the ones that look like soldiers. So Mare Nostrum, so it concentrates on the Mediterranean. You see? Got the purple player, which is Carthage. See if I can make sense of the colors. Egypt is in yellow. Greece is in blue there. And I wonder, the white look like the Persians to me. They have like a circle display here where you can choose trade, attack, develop, yes, develop, build, move, stability, and armistice. That's Mare Nostrum. Yeah, Persia is in white. And this one is, it's a map of the Battle of Eylau, and I can't pronounce Probish. I don't know how you pronounce that. So they have their Eylau game, which they're showing.
That is the one.
And here you have the games that they have in display. Hellas. Got a mounted map board for Hellas. You got, it's a big box. It's a huge box. It's a pretty big box indeed. And we have pirates and barbarians. These look like expansions, new markets, new armies. So this is expansions for Hellas, history of the ancient seas. And I thought the box for Red Strike was thick. Look at that thing. My God. Those are big boxes. You decide on history. Sound of Drums, nice. So we have a game here, which is in German, Neither God Nor King. That's the name of the game. I saw it yesterday here. Now it has the more pieces on it. And this is the Eylau game. Saludos, ¿cómo está? Está bonito ese. Muy bonito ese juego. Here we arrived at VUCA land. And there's Patrick over there. They have two tables with New World Order. And they have the other table. They're going to set something up. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Playing Almoravid here, game of Almoravid. So it's pronounced Preußisch. Okay. So you learned some German in my channel. Thanks to J Field. Where do you track upcoming wargame events in Spain? Oh, that's... There's... Well, I have my friends that tell me in Spain, but there are some Spanish podcasts, trying to remember the names of them, where you can follow them, and they're pretty consistent. They come out every week. I think there's a site called Mesa de Guerra. I mean, everything is going to be there. Mesa de Guerra. That's the one that I remember. I'll tell Patrick right now. Patrick, sorry to interrupt, but Blue Tweezers says hi.
Hi. Nice to see you.
Okay, nice to see you. Okay, Blue Tweezers. Okay. And here we have the other side of the hill being played. Other side of the hill, a game that recently finished its Kickstarter campaign. Carlos, ¿cómo está? We've got another session here. See the display there? For each player has a display. They have, during each turn, they're going to have a specific role. Either, for example, the OKW player, you're going to have the chief of production, you're going to have the chief of operations. So everybody has a different role, and the roles switch by turn. And you're trying to place your favorite generals. You're going to have generals that you keep on your display, those that are available. Try to place them in places of command. And generals have special abilities. It's really an innovative game. I was given an advanced copy, which is it's a very nice production. It's almost the final thing. So that game is... They have extended the late pledge to March. Originally it was until January. They've extended the late pledge to March. My pleasure, Blue Tweezers. So, here we see, this is Cuba. Little Splendid War. This is by Javier Garcia de Gaviola. I played this game once with David Gomez Reyoso and I beat him. That was a long time ago. So it was a nice game about the Spanish-American War in Cuba. And here we see the Planet King. In full swing there. It's an upcoming game by NAC Wargames about the reign of Philip IV and all the problems Spain had around the world. They had to keep an eye on many places in America, in Europe, the Barbary Pirates, the Turks, of course the French, and of course the British. Very interesting. And there's even a map insert of the Americas. Of course, Spanish were in full swing there.
lado, sumas tu nivel de altura y todo lo que esté por encima tuya, la misma altura también tiene más.
See if I can take a little break here. Okay. You have a downtown copy with cards from Wargame Vault. Okay. I think I saw a downtown copy box around here somewhere. So, let me see if I can get using the walking cam. I have to reset my cellular phone because for some reason it gets choppy. But today, different from other days, the signal has been pretty. I mean, we haven't had a single drop frame for now, so I'm not complaining. Let me. Okay, let's see here. See if it recognizes the camera, okay. So here we see, I think people are having lunch. That's why you see so many empty tables. And that's why I sneak in and take a look at the games close by. And I like to do those like at the end of like at 12 p.m., 1 p.m. There's still people playing sometimes at 12 and 1 p.m. And you have Alau and the other side of the hill in Kickstarter. Yes. The Alau game looks pretty interesting. It's 5/8 of an inch counters, I think. They're not half-inch counters, which makes. And the map is pretty big. I guess that big box. I think it's 2 regular-size maps. That company does not shy away from large components. Which, I mean, if you have the space, it's a great thing. And the other side of the hill, it's something very different. And I hope it sparks a new type of game where you have the intricacies and the struggles within a belligerent nation during a war. Because there could be a lot of games can be developed where each player is, just a faction within a nation at war. So that's another way of looking at war and playing war games. So let's take another walk. We're going to go now to the areas that are the 2 small rooms compared to this one. So let's go this way first. This is Puerta de Palmas. So you got some games being played. Even this one is full. Granada here. Don't know exactly what that one is. John Company. Very popular game. And what is this? Looks Napoleonic to me, this one. See if I can negotiate with the lighting here was that? We have an Alau box, but this is not Alau. This is Eagles of France. So, which one? That's the series rulebook. A copy of Traitors and Patriots. What company is that? It rings a bell to me, though. Yes, the sound level is very high. There's a lot of noise. But if you can hear my voice, well, that's the most I can aim for. So that's the most important thing. But there's a lot of background noise. I guess someday they'll put noise suppressors. I have another set of microphones, but I can't use it for this type of endeavor that has a noise suppressor. Let's see here. This is Belgium, map of Belgium. This looks like, I don't know, this looks like World War I. This looks like last Blitzkrieg. I think that is what it is. And Europa Universalis over here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. So I have no clue what this is. You know, you come all the way from America to Europe to say, I don't have a clue what this game is. That's what happens a lot. And I can't see what this is. Okay, this is a game from Grognar Simulation, Dead Right Kursk. Okay, I saw this one at Consim World with everything, all the maps at once. It's so big that they have to divide the tables and make room for people to go in between tables. So it's kind of odd. I mean, some people enjoy this, playing these monstrous games. I guess your back suffers when you have to reach for the center. Here we have a game of Hannibal in progress. And yes, Italia 1917 and 18 is here. I haven't seen anybody set it up yet. This is one that is people have been awaiting for because it's such a undergamed campaign in such terrain. So it's really interesting. This is Almoravid here. And here we have one of the Compass games. This is No Peace Without Spain.
Yep.
Card-driven game. ¿Quién es el diseñador de este? Era the designer, ¿no te acuerdas quién es el designer? Porque esto es como una serie, ¿verdad? Que tiene Compass.
This is going to be our first game, so...
Oh, Don Herndon. Ok, está bien. Este es su primer juego, así que pues me dejan saber. Yo lo tengo en Shrink todavía, así que lo tengo pero sí, es muy interesante ese conflicto.
Como es una serie, pues bueno, tienes varios, una vez que coges la mecánica... Pues...
Sí, eso es lo bueno, que puedes jugar los otros juegos. Bueno, pues que disfruten. Enjoy. And this is Quartermaster General World War II in full swing. We've got 6 players there. Hey, Patrick.
There's Andoni, and he has 2 prototypes of a game.
Oh, yes, there's a new Cold War.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we can introduce you somehow to it if you
Well,
want.
let's go there. Okay. So we're going to take a look at new Cold War. There's 2 tables, and they've been playing the game extensively here. It has a very unusual mechanic. I've seen that the 4 players place a card face down at once. That's pretty interesting. So let's see what that's about. So Andoni is going to give us a demonstration here with the other table. Let's. Can you puedes clipearte esta?
Hi, so
¿Cómo,
Andoni.
Anoni?
Andoni.
Andoni, okay.
Basque name
Oh, okay, I see.
from North Spain. Here,
Yeah, just clip it on like there's a clip there, and we're all set to go.
and
This machine is unbelievable.
so what do you need?
Well, like an expert. First, I'm here with Patrick Gebhardt, who everybody, if you play war games and you don't know who Patrick Gebhardt is, go play something else. And we have Andoni here with us too. And you're with VUCA Simulations. And Andoni, I know, has been busy with 2 tables of this game, which is really intriguing. This is called New World Order, right?
New Cold War.
New Cold War. I just changed the name of the game. Okay, so New Cold War. Before you start explaining, I've seen people placing 4 cards face down at the center of the table, which calls anybody's attention because it's, that's pretty unusual. So what's New Cold War? What kind of a game is it?
It's a game about recent geopolitical events from 1999 to 2019.
And 19, okay.
30 years from disintegration of the URSS to COVID.
Okay, through COVID then.
From 1 to 4 players.
Okay.
Okay, it's a semi-cooperative game between United States and European Union, and in the other side, Russia and China.
Russia and China, so it's semi-cooperative.
Semi-cooperative because the victory is individual.
Oh, I see.
You need to cooperate, but at the end, only one power will win.
Okay.
It's a card-driven game.
A what?
Card-driven game.
Oh, card-driven. Okay, I see.
We have the 3 decks for the 3 decades of the game. You have here the.
So the deck is divided like in epochs, like in
Yes.
Twilight Struggle.
Yeah, we have the turn track here
You see the turn
with
track?
the 3 decades.
Oh, you see the
Okay.
3 epochs or stages?
This is the place that the players play the cards, and here we have the prestige track.
Okay.
That is an individual track, and we have the media track.
There's a media track.
Media
Okay.
communication support. That is per blocks. Red block, blue block. Okay.
Oh,
It's
I
a
see.
struggle between blocks here, and we have 7 regions in the map. That is the places that the players fight for the influence.
Okay, so there's 7 regions.
Regions.
Right now we see the region of Africa, which is the one I have in front of me.
Yeah. The Africa region is here. The box is
Yes.
printed in the map. But inside Africa, we have 4 sub-regions that are joined by orange lines. When a player
Oh, I see.
influence, for example, the European Union takes the Maghreb, he can reclaim Maghreb and gain the reward, and you
That's cool.
turn face the token and is reclaimed.
So they have to have the 4 regions to do that. The 4, in order to reclaim the.
You need to,
You have to
control all the countries
I see.
of the region.
So it's it's something new, something different. You see these that are connected
Yes.
comprise one region.
If you
which
need
is
the
this one here.
Sahel, you need these 5 countries.
So you need to control all
And
these
only
five
only the first player can reclaim the reward, because when the
see.
first player take the influence of the 5 countries,
Yes, if he loses control and somebody else takes
Yeah.
control, they don't take them.
and
They don't
for
get
example,
the reward.
the game is asymmetric at the beginning, because European player can play only in Africa and Europe,
Okay.
and the China player only in Asia and Southeast Asia.
And I see, for example, these numbers. It's let's suppose that NATO takes control of it. Is that they gain that?
This is the reward in
That's the
victory
reward in
points
victory points. So
for control the
they're
Sud
also
region.
different. So for some powers are going to have a more interest in some regions than others.
Yes, and here the one interesting is that the victory of the game is
Yes.
for objectives
Oh, I see.
that are hidden for the rest of players.
Okay, so
So our objectives with you will see it's like it's a combination between control of regions, have some level in the prestige or media track. You need to control different type of countries. It's a different combination of things. But this is the game is a lot of interaction between players.
and the objectives, you pick one at the beginning of the game.
You pick 3 and choose 2. And in
Oh, I see.
turn 5, you receive an extra objective. So each player has a deck of 8 objectives, but in a game you use only 3.
And they're secret.
They are
always
secret.
secret.
So all the games are different.
it gives a lot of
the-
replayability because that's
Yes,
always going to change.
and with the cards we have 135 events,
135.
and normally you use 95 per game.
Okay, so
So you
there's
have,
no
like-
guarantee that a specific
Yes.
event is going to happen.
40 cards that are different every game, and you can gain by objectives, or at turn in the last turn, if nobody has fulfilled 2 objectives, the victory is by victory points. That this is this
I
marker
see.
around the table. So you need to combine.
So there's various ways of winning. Either you fulfill
Yeah.
the objectives or score the
different
most
different
victory points.
strategies, and
So the fact that a player's ahead in victory points is not decisive.
yeah,
Does it make-
you have to make your objectives and gain points.
So there's a lot of bluffing here because you have to like disguise what your objectives are, because if I know what your objectives are, I'm going to try to.
Is this, yeah.
gonna try
For
to
these
get
things, it's a
now
interesting game.
One thing that called my attention immediately, and what I see players do, is put cards and they place them sometimes like this, or they place them like this. So
Yeah, when you decide your card, you put here,
okay,
and when the 4 players have put the cards,
yes,
every player at the same time
Yes.
decide the bend or the points.
they
Okay.
decide at the same time.
Yeah, at the
Okay.
same time. Why this? Because the order of the game is established by the cards.
Oh,
There is not a fixed turn. For example, in this case, the events you play first, and when you have 2 events,
Yes.
you start with the most valuable 2 points.
Yes.
Next, 1 point. After the events, we play the cards by points, operational points. The same. In this case, we have 2 and 2. The power that is leading
leading in victory points goes
go first.
Okay.
So this is the reason of this,
Oh, very
and
interesting.
we call this area the negotiating table,
Okay.
because it's where all powers put the cards, and is all people can see well the events. And another,
It's very smart because normally in card-driven games, you have to play the cards outside of the map because the map is too busy. So here the cards always stay in the middle of the map.
We want to do this because the events are the central of the game, and this was a friend of us helped with the start map. This is a Buka map with the design of Buka, but the idea of our friend was
very clever.
Very clever,
that is brilliant because then you just lay the world around this display, and it looks,
for example,
very nice.
Another interesting thing, for example, Russia is going to play Hezbollah event, for example, and the American player don't want to play this event, so you can use the vetoes of the Security Council in the
United Nations.
United Nations. So you play the veto, so the event of the car is not played. So Hezbollah, not player, but we have a political cost. So United States, he has veto 1 point card, he lose 1 point.
This is a point. And that's
because veto,
this is the point over there.
Yeah.
This is here the point.
Yeah, veto is not for free. If you put vetoes, okay. And another interesting that I have mentioned, the media.
Yes.
You can play 2 points to advance, or maybe you can do this. Both sides can cooperate. 1 point the American, and he must wait to the point from the European Union to join together and advance. So this is a cooperation between the allies.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And another
you can only cooperate with your ally, right?
Yes.
The United States cannot cooperate with China.
No.
It's only with
NATO.
Okay.
No, and another way of cooperation is in turns 1, 4, and 7. You trade 1 card with your ally.
Oh, I see.
So
you swap cards.
Yeah, you swap cards to.
And is it so? Can you negotiate, or you just?
No, you put 1 here, you give
okay, so
another here, but the idea is, for example, the Russia player has Hezbollah, that is an Russian event.
Yes.
He gives Hezbollah to the China player, and China player will play the point, but the event will benefit the Russia.
Oh, I see.
So you give your own events to your ally.
It's a real nice twist.
To take benefit from this.
It's normally, like in Twilight Struggle, if you play a card that has the opponent's event, it triggers the event, but it's for the opponent. But here,
for example,
you trigger it for the ally.
Another,
Nice.
And another difference, for example, with Twilight Struggle, is that we have negative events. For example, in this case, China. This is with the black color.
The black background.
Yeah. This is a negative event for the China, or a negative event for the Russia. For all players have their negative events. So it's not always positive.
Sometimes you have to play sometimes you don't have a choice.
And you have you have the big disaster events in the 11/9, terrorism in Europe,
so you have all these.
Tiananmen massacre, a lot of.
So this game goes up to 2019, so I mean everybody's familiar with those events.
Okay.
You got Tiananmen Square there, a massacre. Wow. Looks nice. It looks very interesting.
You have in the first decade you have these 2 cards, and because the first decade is like horrible for the red bloc for Russia and China.
Yeah.
They start here, for example, in the prestige track. They start in negative position.
That's the prestige track. Yeah.
And after that, in second decade, start the bad cards for the blue block. Okay, like the crisis 2008 economic, the different Islamic attacks in Europe, Madrid, London, Paris. You have the September 11.
Who's the designer?
Igor and I.
Oh, so you're co-designer?
Yeah.
I thought you were just showing the game.
No.
Congratulations. This is
Thank you.
amazing. This is
Thank you.
amazing, really.
We are Igor and Andoni
Okay, so
from Pamplona, and
you're both
Patrick and his guys is going to publish the game.
I saw Patrick is on TV every night over there in the States, and I saw Patrick announce that yes, new Cold War is coming out very soon, something like that.
Very
So,
soon, yeah.
and so,
Take a look of the
but I just knew it was
of the
called
other
new-
designer. Okay.
So this is we got the team of designers here.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I'm happy to be at the Bellota, Spain, and I'm happy to see a game like this, you know, designed by Spanish designers, because it's now the thing is we can't have enough Spanish designers, because you have a lot of good Spanish designers, and doing new games that are different. This blows my mind just from just this mechanic here of that you have to control all these four, and then you flip this marker here, and then it's a one-time thing. That's pretty unique. I mean, and the laying the four cards on the table. Whoever thought about putting this display in the middle of the table, it's brilliant, because in card-driven games, the cards are always outside of the board, and you have to do this. Oh, let's see him play this card here. They're right there. This is
the center of the table is
amazing.
Very good idea from our designer.
Also the veto. I like
Yeah.
this mechanic with the veto.
the veto. Yes,
Yeah,
you
I
can
have
veto
explained that
actions.
this is, I think, one of the preferred things for the players. The veto is like because you only have 3 vetoes for all the game, so you need to use in very strategic moments.
It's a limited number for the whole game, and you have the replayability. You have a ton of cards, right? 150 cards,
135.
35, but you can play up to 90 something in a game.
Yeah, you play
So
90
there-
and
So there-
1995. You have
that automatically. There's no
And
guarantee
with
that an event is going to happen, because in
and
other
the-
games you always
yeah.
prepare for an event that's going to happen.
and the
But here-
objectives. You know, like I have told you, 3 objectives per player.
Yeah, and they
But all games are different because a lot of cross objectives.
and then
So,
you can
yeah.
win on objectives, or you can win on victory points. So
Yes.
there's a lot of bluffing and a lot of. Now you talk to me about that. Obviously, this is designed as a 4-player game, but that there's going to be a solitaire version also.
Yes, we have the game from 1 to 4.
Yes.
Like it's a game for interaction with 3 players is very good, because normally in one turn you receive 4 cards,
Okay.
and you play 3, and 1 you discard, and after that in turns 3, 6, 9, the power that is losing the game, he can take these cards, okay?
You got a balancing mechanism there to keep.
But in a 3-player game, you receive an extra card,
Yes.
and the bot play with the 3 cards that the player gives to the bot.
Okay.
So you control the bot in your favor or against your opponents.
Oh, I see.
So it's very interesting game with the bot control, because in the other way, when you play at 2 players, it's a traditional game, but with 2 bots. But these 2 bots play.
Yeah, they play on their own.
Yeah. You don't manipulate the automa. And in 1 player is 3 automatical bots. And we have for the 1, 2, and 3 players, easy, intermediate, and and hard game. Different levels of both players.
That sounds interesting. Is there going to be an extended example of play in the rule book? Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
We have two. You make like a tutorial or?
Extended examples of play. I mean, the rule books always have examples in them, but an extended example of play. For example, I'm the videos that I'm doing now of games that are coming out, new games like this one. Instead of playing it on my own and screwing up the rules, which is what's going to happen, I take the extended example of play like a script, and I do a video on that. That way, I can't screw up the rules. And the extended example of play is nice because the people see the game for what it is and what it does. And
turn one, play turn one.
We have both. We have one full turn in turn 1 and one full turn in turn 4.
That's great. That's great. That works because it shows the game in motion, and you see what the game does, and then you go, okay, I'm interested in the game. And then when you read the rule book, you can refer to what you already saw, so it's easier also to learn the game. So this looks fantastic. I think that you had this prototype at Batalladores, right? Because I saw a photograph.
Yes.
And I said, what the hell is that? With people laying cards. Was this poker or something? People are. And then I go, it makes a lot of sense now, and it's very current.
And we're going to go with 5 language edition.
5 language?
Yeah, we're going to publish it in English, but also in Spanish, French, Italian, and German.
But there's going to be a Spanish game? Okay.
It's one language per game.
Okay.
That's the plan. We'll see if it brings us. It's the first time for us.
You're going the multi-language, beyond, do you do your games in German?
Printing?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's that.
No, only English.
Only English. Okay.
One of previous games.
This
Go
is
figure.
this is first time, yeah.
The company they're in Germany, but they don't do games in German. Well, so this one's
a small game. Previous games were mostly like traditional hex and counter games.
Yeah.
It's not a market, but I think this one is more for the.
This one, it seems to be more exportable. Yeah. So you got English, Spanish, French,
Italian and German.
Italian and German.
So. I'm not sure at what point we will release which language.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we manage to bring 5 languages at one time, or if we come up with like German and French later on. We'll see.
And by the time you publish this game, which I'm not going to ask you when, because it's when it's ready. If time passes, you can do an expansion and take it up to 2023 or something like that. Because the things that are happening now give you a lot of material to work with. You know.
The idea is from 2019 to 2024, 5 years.
If there's a world still left, right?
We can instead 1 decade of 10 years.
Yeah.
We are working in 2 turns, turn 10 and 11, with the 5 years of.
What's going to be interesting is, you imagine if the game can hold the test of time, and you start, and we're in 2035, and you just keep on adding more, and it works, and it works. You know, I mean, you would need a superpower to collapse or something. But
our idea is to work in same system, same player system, to make expansion and maybe a different. But with this, the new Cold War. But this is only an idea for the moment.
But for now, I think it's a great start. I know.
Patrick doesn't know nothing for the moment, so I can tell.
Patrick, I think Patrick's first game was Axis and Allies, and the second game was Fall Blau.
So, Blue, yeah, the game was.
Case Blue. So I mean that leap. If he can make that leap, you're in good hands. You know, this is a guy who knows what he's doing. So
okay.
So this
we know.
This is great.
We are very
I'm looking forward to. I was born in Barcelona. I'm a Puerto Rican, but I was born in Barcelona, so I'm kind of proud. You know that this is happening here in Spain. You know, you get these ideas. Because, I mean, we all love Patrick. We all love the hex encounter. That's the classic form. And sometimes your body craves a hex encounter game. That's fine. But this is something different. You know, this is mechanically, thematically. I know there's going to be a lot of people who won't be able to play this game. Oh, this is too recent. Okay, but this is, this is why our hobby is doing so great, because people are open-minded to new ideas and new ways of making games, historical games, war games. And this is fascinating. This is one of the reasons I come to La Bellota every year, because there's different kind of concepts in games.
And you know what? This game was one of the few games where I actively reached out. So it was the other way around. Because usually game designers approach us with an idea or a game, and this one I saw on Facebook.
And Twitter, yeah?
Yeah, the prototype, and I was blown away. And I instantly reached out to them. Do you have a publisher? Let's talk.
All start for a photograph in Twitter of a test with our friends.
And I needed to do advertising for us. They didn't have to advertise the game, but I had to advertise my company. So come on, let's do it.
This looks fantastic. So I wish you the best of success. Thank you for showing the game to me, and I'll be very keeping a close eye. And whenever it comes out, I will be more happy to do an extended example of play video on it, because I think it deserves it. It's a beautiful game.
Many thanks.
Nobody likes ugly games, right? Everybody likes a beautiful game. If it's beautiful and smart, that's the perfect combination. You've got a smart and beautiful game, and this obviously is going in that direction. So thank you to all three of you. And,
thanks to you.
And I'm going to keep on doing my rounds, and we'll be dropping by for more VUCA games that you want to show us. Okay? Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
And mucho éxito.
Muchas gracias.
Okay. Thanks, Patrick. Okay. Gracias. So that was New Cold War. Had a chance to talk with both designers. And are we still on? I think we're still on. Let me put the comments on. Dejé el micrófono. Pasa todo el tiempo. Thank you. Let me turn this microphone off. Okay, so let me see your comments. More like, map looks big, 4 feet. Good looking, okay. And we have Chico Adler. Eric, is it in production? I wish. It's not. It's, they're going to bring it out pretty soon. Well, VUCA says pretty soon. It's pretty soon. I mean, it's not the long wait. Let me see if I can go somewhere. We're having here the Checkpoint Bellota. I already played my turn this morning. Saludo. ¿Cómo están? So I'm gonna. Here we see games that are being sold. Está Jesús ahí. And we have a Red Strike over here. The tables are not fitting in this place. They brought more tables. This is the coffee area, but I think it's closed. So I'm gonna just drop by here. Let's do a panoramic shot so we can take a break in a couple of minutes. Let me see here. Okay. Get this cable out of the way. So let me see. Okay, so that we've been on for an hour and 13 minutes. We saw New Cold War. Got to talk with some people also. Very interesting game. Looking forward to that one, definitely. Let me take Eric here. So I want to thank all of you for sticking by. I think we've had less technical problems today. The only thing was that drop at midday when the service ran out, but we shouldn't have any more today. So I will be having lunch and coming by for the afternoon. There's many people who want to show me their games, and I'm happy to do that. And if you have any favorite games and people to say hello, let me know. So I'll see you pretty soon. And this is Stuka Joe signing out for now. Signing out for now. We'll see you and a few minutes later, okay?